simply because that power lends to so many other powers. Was that a section? Wait, was that section 14 and I just didn't realize it? Okay, I guess that was section 14. So section 15 awaits! I have no more silver fruits, so to the gold we go. Hey, congrats, congrats, congrats on defeating the first of the belts that are lost. So did you find... wait, whose belt was it that was lost? I mean, I'm fine with that being a spoiler, you know, because I'm sure I'll find out whose belt it is anyways. So, you know. I kind of want to see who the mystery servant is, but I'm pretty sure it's Sleary. So, yeah. But, yeah, the power of the gamer would be my wish, and the rulers that we currently have... Amakusa is an abnormality since he gained a wish after he became a servant. Jean doesn't have a wish. Martha's admittedly a bit of a gag servant, Summer Martha, so I'm not really sure his, or her rather, motivations, but, it was so big it flew off. Aw, darn. So now it's lost again. The Lost Belt became the Found Belt, only to become the Lost Belt once more. It was, I remember, such a beautiful, peaceful day. The flowers that bloomed here were so beautiful, so strong. Look at this, this might be the hardiest flowers in the world. Then you, too, are a flower blooming strong here in the confines of the palace. That's what I wanted to say. Maybe I actually did, or maybe I was never able to summon up the courage. Either way, I grieve for the flowers. And yet, now I can no longer even remember what they looked like. Why do you look so sad? What's my NP name, Soul? I mean... probably... Dragon of the Undying Light. Why do you look so sad? I feel like I'm having a bad dream. Why do I feel this way? Why everything I've seen is so beautiful? You must be tired. Come lay your head on my lap and rest. It's the least I could do for you, my beloved Tsar. My beloved husband. Dad, why do Yaga have to be so strong? Well, the way I see it, we Yaga made a mistake. Mistake? We mistook how the world works. Or maybe how we chose it. Whatever it was, we made a mistake and the world left us behind. Still, while we may have made a mistake, that doesn't mean we were in the wrong. We're still here, we're still alive. So long as that's the case, we'll keep on fighting until the world ends once and for all. Okay. Still remember the conversation. This world is always beset by blizzards. It's very rare we get to see the sun's light directly. It's not just in my head. Serving here really does take a lot out of you. I think I get what my old man meant now. No matter how hard it gets, we'll keep on surviving until there's no more world left to us. That's kind of dark. Ooh, Moscow looks nice. Yeah, Moscow looks kind of nice, you know, except for the fact that it's, you know, frozen. So this is the capital. Yaga Moscow. Goodness, I can't believe he defied the Tsar. Worth the Tsar, hell's too good for him. Damn it. Move. Shut up. That Yaga do something bad? He's an incorrigible Yaga who, throughout the debt of gratitude we owe the Tsar, now he's suffering the consequences for incurring the Tsar's wrath, and rightfully so. Make sure you don't ever up like him. I don't know what he was thinking to find the strongest being in existence. We all need to stick together if we're going to survive in this world. Stick together, he says. What a laugh. It's so funny, it makes me want to scream. All we do is abandon our weak. We cut them out like crush shots and entrails. In consequences, our numbers are slowly always dwindling. That's who we Yaga are. We just keep dying and killing. We live without hope. We're just waiting for our inevitable doom, without even trying to fight back against it. I would either be Castro or Former, I think.
You must be the first rebel to ever make it this far, Poxy. By the way, there is still something I don't quite understand. After your rebel friends retreated, why did you continue to wander around the town alone? Surely you weren't just bringing up the rear.
Shut up.
Very well then, let's change the subject. Would you mind telling me where the rebel army base is located? It can be our little secret. I'm afraid I've been so concerned about it that it's been keeping me up at night, just like Kadok. If you could help me with my insomnia, you'd have my word that I would let you go in return. You really think I'd ever tell you that? What's so funny? What's the creepy laugh? Easy up, Paxty. Relax. I know you're just an ordinary Yaga. As I said before, I've also known that even ordinary Yaga are highly resilient creatures. Physically, that is. Conversely, they are mentally fragile and quite easily broken, especially in the face of someone stronger than they are. Perhaps it's their bestial instincts at work? Who could say? What are you talking about? What are you getting at, you evil bastard? Well, that should become clear shortly. This will be a test of sorts for myself as well as for you.
That's not ominous.
What is this place? Well, it seemed to be a village that they had brutally razed to the ground. Unfortunately, none survived. Though it pains me to say this, I believe we should set up camp here. We take advantage of everything we can, after all. How could you lose so miserably? You had 2 servants to their 1.
I didn't lose. I've kicked butt. Sure did. Mighty sorry about that.
I have no excuse.
I won!
Ha! That pathetic display was the best you could do. You get your asses handed you again.
Can't repeat that for me, fella?
It's true. Deep down, you know I'm right.
Well,
I believe what Gordoff is trying to say is that Seven is a fearsome opponent. That's what you could use all the help you can get. So why not have Antonio Soleri there join your side? Who are you lot?
the Chaldea Security Organization. We came here from a place outside of Russia. Though I'm afraid we've lost the building that used to be our headquarters. At any rate, the person that there is with you is Sol, Chaldea's last remaining master. There's also...
Harm Avisbron. I take it that you are the Slieri.
Perhaps not quite in the way you imply, but yes. A little bit pink to that, Salieri. Light magic, Boba Fett. What do you mean?
My name's Salieri, synonymous with one thing.
What's that?
The composer who was most famous for allegedly murdering Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
I don't... a French accent. I am the embodiment of that reputation. No, that's not French. Give me a moment while I remove this mystic code. Yeah, I cannot do French. I really cannot do a French accent. Mystic code. Fancy pants! Holy cow! He's fancy schmancy. I was not expecting that underneath the outfit. Damn. He's smartly dressed.
This is who I truly am. Take a look at my servant power for yourselves.
Oh.
You're quite weak. I didn't think there were any other servants in this world with lower stats than Shakespeare or myself. It would seem you've even given Anderson a good run for his money. Of course, I'm just an ordinary composer. I never wrote any symphonies that left a mark on history. At best, I'm a mediocrity of a man, but no matter. The sole reason I exist on the throne of heroes at all is because I am said to have killed Amadeus. Although not I actually did kill him is completely irrelevant. People were convinced that I did, and so here I am. But one might say who are affected by the innocent monster skill. I believe so. True, Slayer was suspected of killing Amadeus even when he was still alive.
Right, they even made a movie about it. Did they? Yeah, why are you on Ivan's side?
I would like to know that as well. Are you originally a servant from this Lostbelt? I believe the crypto that boy kind of called this place a Lostbelt. So you know that name. First, let me answer your question with one of my own. Tell me, humans of Chaldea, what do you know about the Lostbelt?
Well, only that there are abnormal zones that somewhat resemble singularities.
If you don't mind, Miss Carolette, I'll field that one. First, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr. Salieri. I am Sherlock Holmes, Chaldea's administrative advisor. I became a servant through unusual means, just like yourself. We've been investigating this peculiar version of Russia where history is so unlike our own. I have a number of hypotheses, but they are unable to find a critical element to tie everything together. Until you first mentioned that word. Lostbelt, a chronological table detailing an alternate path taken by human history, an unbroken strip that continues onward to the present day, rather than occupying a single strip of time. No wonder it isn't like a singularity. A singularity is one point in time where history should win orient after all. That is not the case here in Russia. In this world, everything is as it should be. Nothing has gone wrong. And it has history quite separate from our own proper human history, even though it is not a world gone mad like the singularities. No doubt the branching point is the great cold wave that struck 450 years ago, when Earth was thrown into a new ice age. And Russia as we see it now is a product of history moving forward from that point.
So you're saying this is an ongoing deviation from human history? Is that anything like a parallel world? Nope, it's not that. These Lostbelts are something altogether different. If we assume that parallel worlds exist, then their civilization and lifestyle should also be fundamentally the same. By definition, they're closely tied to a well-defined base world. In other words, the base world and its parallel worlds are all following the same course. But let's say there's a world where history diverges radically, going completely off the rails. Say at one point in time, something changes irrevocably. It could be a huge natural disaster or a major technological breakthrough. And the world that's gone off the rails is effectively erased from the universe, deemed to be something that doesn't belong. Once that happens, its destruction is all but assured. No matter how developed it might be, all of it just ends. For better or worse, this universe just isn't willing to tolerate worlds whose future prospects are plain to see. You know how you prune unnecessary branches when you're trying to grow a tree? Same thing here. If a world, even a utopia, strays too far from its base axis, it gets the clippers, so to speak. In the Magecraft world, it's called pruning theoretical phenomenon. And it's what allows our universe to keep expanding unimpeded. That's the Mage Association stance. That's the Mage Association stance anyway. Pruning theoretical phenomena. Then Russia didn't up as the first release because of a plot like what happened to the King of Mages.
Correct. It's a climate that has always been this. Like this, and it is in the very fact, this very climate that led to the change in human history. This is a world where history continued on past the 100-year marker, long after it would ordinarily have been pruned away.
Alright, well, thanks for coming by. It's been a pleasure having you. Hope to see you in Wednesday's stream.
You know, since this history lost to proper human history, but now it appeared in our own world.
Right, it looks like the strong alternative histories are Lostbelts, which we know almost nothing about, are being wielded as a weapon to invade and destroy proper human history. The incineration of humanity was an attack on human history orchestrated by Goetia, a singular entity. But now these Lostbelts are all attacking this very world itself. If I were to give this a name, I think I might call it the Fellow Theoretical Phenomena. Yeah, I think that sounds like it. I think I like the sound of it. Let's go with that. History that lost to another. I'm just imagining histories in a boxing ring now, duking it out, to see who wins and continues. Are you serious? Then what you're telling us is that this Russia is going to become the de facto way of life for the entire planet?
If it continues on this path, yes. But of course we won't let that we won't come to that. No then. They went quite a bit longer than I had anticipated, but this is our current theory. Tell me, Mr. Theory, are we more or less on the mark? Yes, you're spot on. I'm impressed you managed to arrive at the conclusion without being from a Lostbelt yourselves. There's nothing more I can tell you beyond what you figured out. Now that you have the facts, what you do with them is up to you. That's a very original question. You wish to know if I originate from this Lostbelt and whether I serve that crypto? My answer, of course, is no. Russia's not known for music for some time. My story is the same as the gunslingers. I'm a rogue servant summoned by the death throes of the land's true form before the Lostbelt overthrew it. My memories of proper history are now vague, and have been conflated with my memories of this Lostbelt. I cannot say it was that master or that priest, but one of them did something to my head. Even as we speak, I remain unsure if I'm on the right side. You will simply have to trust that you are. If nothing else, we know you are not a Yaga. Yes, that's true. That's very true. Above all, this world is utterly devoid of music. It seems I have no choice but to join your side. Thank you. We are grateful for your assistance. To begin, we could use any information you have. What can you tell us about the servants in Yaga Moscow? I'm the court musician, nothing less, nothing more. I had no contact with the outside world. The only one who ever spoke to me was the Metropolitan Mossarius. Metropolitan Mossarius, that was the only man Ivan the Terrible looked up to as a mentor. Is he a Yaga too? No, he's a servant. He does look human, but I doubt he's the same man. He's probably Japanese and a pseudo-servant. A Japanese priest and a pseudo-servant. Kotomine! I don't know anything about the others. The only people I've met are the Opnichki and that master and servant pair we fought earlier. I see. Well, that's disappointing. Very well then. What do you know about the Endless Storm World? Perhaps the Tree of Emptiness? I know nothing about either, although I did hear much of Battalion in Mastarius say the tree is the cornerstone of this Lostbelt. He also said that without the Tree of Emptiness, it would be impossible to mount an attack on reality. The tree is the cause. Burn the trees!
That would definitely seem to make the most sense. For one thing, it's smack dab in the middle of this Lostbelt. And for another, it's a foreign entity that's not even showing up on the Paper Moon's compass. This is the same Paper Moon that's been observing this Lostbelt Russia as an ordinary part of the Earth's topography, and the only thing I can figure out to do with that tree is to exclude it. So for the moment, it would seem safe to assume that the tree is the source of this theoretical phenomenon.
That if we do something about that tree, Russia will return to the way it was. Easier said than done. The Tree of Emptiness lies with the Tsar himself. To reach it, you'll have to face him. I see, then we'll have to do just that at some point. What about the Umchiki? How many of them are stationed around the capital? Or less than a small army. A small army, just like between Son and Antarctica. That's going to be quite the obstacle. There's no laughing matter, Holmes. I fail to see what you find so funny.
Yeah, what's up with that Mystic Code, man?
That's right. I'm the Grey Man, the one who drove Mozart to his death. Saleria is no more than an avatar I wear, so to speak, out of convenience. I have one last question. What do you think of this Lostbelt? I think it needs to be fixed. Isn't that what you people are attempting to do?
Yes, that is certainly one of our goals.
So was it? I can see you are the conductor of this little orchestra. Are you mad? I'm the commander around here. He's nothing more than an occasionally useful trombone. I suppose that would make me a violin. Davinci, how do you feel about being the flute? Good grief, you all certainly do love your digressions, don't you? You remind me of Amadeus and his unshakable high spirits. So I would like to speak with Sherlock Holmes. Alone, if possible.
He can go on for days, though, dude. You're putting yourself to danger.
My apologies. I hope this won't take too long.
Alright, suit yourself, man. Suit yourself. I'm kinda curious to know what that Salieri fella wants to talk to Holmes about. Lostbelt, for sure.
Will be my guess. By the odd. Salieri has been here longer than any of us. I expect he has his own sense of things.
Probably.
Thank you for your patience. Allow me to come to the point. I've decided to join you, though the condition only. You may employ my power how you see fit.
What's the condition?
Simple. Should we encounter Amadeus, he will let me focus on him first and foremost.
Wait, what? Does that mean you're going to kill him? I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right. Is it... How did you pronounce it, Velvet? Did you pronounce it Patsy, treating the X like a Z? Or did you pronounce Paxi? Or Paxi? I called him Paxi for the first part, but then I realized it's kind of putting the X before the T, you know, so...
Of course. I'm the man in grey, the innocent monster known as Salieri. If we were to meet, I would have no choice but to kill him.
I can't accept that. If Amadeus has been summoned here, he's sure to be a servant from proper human history.
If I had been summoned as an anti-hero so tortured by mouths that was constantly writhing in agony, I would be so at odds with all of you that we would not be able to even have this conversation. I heard that earlier. I was so overcome by a berserker-like madness, I simply went around mercilessly slaughtering any young I encountered. Now I have regained my senses and sanity alike. Even picturing Amadeus' smug, pear-shaped face does little more than make my skin crawl. In other words... I see, like master, like servant. That means that Amadeus, who is here now, is evil. I suppose it's the fate of every servant to be influenced by their master's personality. That is why I will kill Amadeus. I must kill him. It is my destiny, my fate.
And if he's good?
If he is, then I will become your enemy once more. My purpose in life is to kill Amadeus. That will never change. Now that's enough chit-chat. We are returning to the Rebel Army stronghold tomorrow, are we not? You should rest up while you can, Master. Now if you'll excuse me.
So Amadeus is our enemy now. We know we fought former allies before, like Kukulkan, but... Yeah, it doesn't get easy.
I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. This foreign-turned enemy servant would be unaware of his betrayal. Take the heroes of myth. They've always been much more willing to accept shifting allegiances among their both friends and family. Friends and foes. Excuse me. It was their belief they would meet again in Eden, so they had no difficulty taking it in stride when their friend became their foe, or vice versa. Above all, there is nothing you could do now that would undo the encouragement he once offered you. Rest assured that he once spoke truly, sincerely, and from the heart.
That's a good point. Thank you, Avespron.
Can I call you Professor? Well, please don't do that. It would be rather painful for me.
Painful?
I have no right to be anyone's teacher. I have long since abandoned my qualifications I may had. Moving on, we need to discuss Cadoc's servant. I believe she is to what Miss Carlite is to Solus, personal exclusive servant. She is also, of course, the monster who encased all of Chaldea in solid ice.
Right. I remember Caddoc called her true name at one point. Anastasia. Or have I heard that name before? Can I get some exposition?
There are two famous figures by that name. One was Ivan the Terrible Tsaritsa, the first wife, Anastasia Romanov Zarkiana Univera, who supported his reign from the shadows all her life. The other was the descendant of the Romanov dynasty, Anastasia Nikolov Romanov. Nikolovina Romanov, a young girl whose passing was mourned by all in the Zardon. So which Anastasia are we dealing with here? I'm afraid there need be no suspense about this. She is unquestionably the Romanov descendant. How can you be so sure? Since Ivan the Terrible's here, couldn't she be his Tsaritsa? I've looked into Tsaritsa's Anastasia's history, and she is clearly not the type to relish the spotlight. She became Tsaritsa at the age of 17 and passed away only 13 years later. Ivan the Terrible took several more wives following her death, but never opened up to anyone else. Generally speaking, one would you expect her to find her with him, but it's highly improbable she would be someone as a servant. Of course, she could still have been an inhabitant of this world, just like Ivan the Terrible, which would have made her summoning possible. But given that she's a human in appearance, it seems improbable as well. So she's the Romanov dynasty one. Precisely, Anastasia Nikolovina Romanov. She's the Grand Duchess of Ice, a young girl who bore the brunt of Russia's darkness. Get some exposition? No, then allow me to share an abridged version of Anastasia's background and some of the secrets I managed to dig around from Chaldea's library. Chaldea's library? Wasn't that destroyed in the attack? Well, I anticipated certain emergencies may arise eventually, so I took the liberty of collecting as much useful data from it as I could. Anastasia Nikolovina Romanov. She's the fourth daughter of the last Romanovs ever to hold the Tsardom, Nikolai II, and his wife Alexandra. In the years before her death, famine plagued all of Russia as a result of the ongoing First World War. In 1917, frustrations reached a breaking point. Efforts to quell protests left some people dead. Some of Russia's soldiers banded together in revolt against the Tsar. Moscow declared martial law in response, but by then, Imperial Guards had chosen to side with the rebels. After a tremendous uproar, the Tsar abdicated, the Romanov imperial family fell into disarray, and were essentially confined to house arrest. Historical records describe Nikolai as a good husband and father, but in light of these events, it would seem he was ill-equipped to handle the threat to his reign. Alternatively, he may have been perfectly well-equipped, but the times may have been simply too dire for anyone in his position to overcome. In the wake of these events, Russia would end up split into several different factions, eventually uniting as a single nation known as the Soviet Union, but that bit of history can wait for another time. For the moment, let us focus our attention on Nikolai II's family. Having confined to their home, their lavish lifestyle evaporated practically overnight, and they were seldom heard from again. Although records do say that they continued to employ servants and cooks. At any rate, the situation grew more dire the following year, in April 1918. The new Leninist administration feared the Czechoslovakian Legion or White Army would try to reinstate the Tsar's family by force and decided to have him executed. Ideally, they would have preferred to do so following a trial in order to create an official record, but the threat of the Tsar's statement would push their administration to force their hand. Being the cousin of the German Kaiser, Anastasia's mother Alexandra still had some value as a bargaining chip, but that value evaporated the instant the German ambassador was assassinated by extremists. In essence, everything about Anastasia's family, their bloodline, their presence, and their very existence was seen as a hindrance. This led to the powers that be refrain from making Romanov's sentence public, so instead they determined to do away with them in secret. So they were executed, at least that is how those in power looked described. Those who were present said it was in truth no more than a massacre. Some believe that Anastasia managed to survive her family's execution, but that theory was thoroughly disproven several decades later thanks to DNA testing. There is simply no denying this is an innocent young girl that had her life ripped from her simply because she was born to the wrong family at the wrong time. Anastasia's story is indeed one of tragedy. She is one of many sacrifices of the altar of history. Or altogether, her story in proper human history ends there. It continues in the history of magecraft. History of magecraft? Does that mean an Romanov family was involved in magecraft? Well, further answer to that question remains unclear. They may have had some secret involvement in it, or they may have merely known of its existence. All we know for certain is that the number of lost from Faberge eggs made their way into the world of magecraft. From that we learned that each generation Tsar had formed a contract with sort of certain phantasmal. However, as this rumored phantasmal did not see fit to save Tsar Nikolai II's life, they were shown to dismiss as false. But after seeing Anastasia fight, I have determined that there is another possibility. She's a shaman, a spirit keeper. In other words, it was neither her fallen Nikolai nor her brother Alexei who was the heir to Romanov magecraft. It was indeed Anastasia herself. So she's the heir to an imperial family who've been ruling over a land of ice and snow for more than 300 years, huh? And that ain't quite as bad as Ivan the Terrible, but still got it damn intimidating. But here in this Lostbelt, Ivan the Terrible's Tsardom has continued unabated for the past 450 years. A lot of difference betwixt the not Yaga history and ours. Humans seem more frail in comparison, but we got all manner of knowledge and wisdom over the years that let us take down even our toughest enemies. Surrounding a place like this for 300 years is damn impressive, no two ways about it. Unfortunately, while I've learned a great deal about the threat she poses, I'm afraid I have nothing to offer in the way she's strategy against her. That's good enough, Holmes, good enough. You refreshed my historical mind.
Well, times like that, simpler the better. I said we hit her hard and fast, bushwhacker. Not much you can kill her if you keep on plugging at it till she stops moving. If it bleeds, you can kill it.
Perhaps the simple solution would be the best in this case. For the moment, I suggest we try Billy's plan of action, such as it is when we next see her. We're not having a new servant serve as a shield. Naturally, their one job would to keep me nice and safe. There you have it, everyone. In the end, you will just have to do your best you can with what you have.
Nice, Holmes. Very nice. Okay, I thought that was stars, but no, it was a night sky with snow. Although I found that night skies, when it's snowing, tend to look more pink. Good morning, Master. Morning, Mash. You heard the man. Also, that was a long bit of exposition.
Columns halt.
Something wrong, Ivisbron.
That's a Diavoltron.
Surrounded by a large number of smaller demonic beasts. You can go around them.
This is still an unproven hypothesis, but
Yes?
I believe that Diavoltron would, well,
Make for good golem materials.
yes. Well, I suppose I'll just have to help you out. This will be quite a foe for our first battle together. Come then.
Nah, it'll be fine. Because you're not going to do any fighting, Sleary. Sorry, man.
Sorry. Pardon the yawn.
It's just, you know, I can't deal with 3-star servants sometimes. Oof, this is a rough start, man. A roughity rough start. That's a better start. More proto cards, please. Ooh, 80 and 50. Very nice, proto. Very nice indeed. Nice crit. Yes! Go, Proto. Go, Proto. Go. Proto is poisoned. Oh, no. It'll be fine. It's Proto Arthur, you know? I'm sure he's survived a great many poison attempts on his life. He's got his MP ready. 20, 30, 50, 70. Unfortunately, I don't think I can proc it next round. I don't have a full charge for him. Darn. Happens, though. It happens. You got a proto on your alt? Nice, I don't think I heard about that. I do not think I heard that you got proto on your alt. That's good to hear. Very nice to hear that. Velvet, I know how much you want proto, so I'm glad to hear you got one. Also, he does look very fancy schmancy in this outfit.
Part of the yawn.
Got a fair case of him, it seems. 60, 30, 80. Come on, Proto. I need some crits from ya. Darn. He came as a straight gold card with no orbs. Nice. That is always a nice way for servants to appear. It's always a pleasant surprise, you know? It's like, you get the normal orbs, okay, what is it gonna be, what is it gonna be? Oh, servant, cool. Wait, it's a gold card! It's a 5-star servant! Fuck yeah! I really need more proto cards for the next one. Yes, I agree. Ozzy is being a jerk face to you by not showing up at your Chaldea. Does he know what he's doing to you? The amount of pain you're feeling when him not showing up? I don't think he does. I don't think Ozzy knows what he's doing to you. And shame on him for not realizing it. Shame. But both accounts are in save mode right now. Oh boy, what you saving for on the accounts then? If you don't mind me asking, that is. It's a big snack. Big snack be die now. Die, big snack. Die. 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 I'm sorry to hear that. Tears should not be falling from people's eyes. A world without sadness. Main is for Maid. Right, right, right. Hey, you got plenty of time to save for Maid at the very least. Plenty of time to save for a Mado. She's not coming out till, like, July, I want to say, is when her raid up will be.
Ooh, part of the yawn.
And that's another Master Mission completed. Woot, woot, woot. Going so hard I got tears.
What was that a command, Master?
You looked awesome out there.
I see, so you've taken a liking to this mystic coat of mine. I knew it.
Almost the rebel army stronghold now, Ciliary. Soon we'll be able to introduce you to everyone else.
Wait a moment. If you lot are on the side of the proper human history, I don't suppose you have a piano with a stronghold, do you?
No, I'm afraid not.
I see. Well, then I shall just have to make my own musical instrument when I have a spare moment.
Just speaking for myself, but I think I'd rather we find the time to fight first.
Most reasonable request, but I know the truth. Admit it, Avis Braun, you prefer making golems over fighting, don't you? That is true. Even so I must put combat first, I would never while away my time fiddling with instruments. Nor would I am a servant first and a musician second. Naturally, I too would put combat first. Haha, you two certainly do enjoy your hobbies. You're one to talk. Well, that's strange. You always under the impression I was fully devoted to telling masters adore humanity. I said it because you act like your hobbies are the only thing you care about. I see, so that's how I come across, is it?
Anyone who likes to spend their time making things come across as like a hobbyist, I swear. They're all a bunch of useless good-for-nothings. Saving tickets for Ezo, you have MP3, Ciliary, and JP. How good of a servant is he? Like, in your personal opinion. I know you like using him because of music, but... yeah, you are the queen of slacker hobbyists, Da Vinci. Hey, I do not slack off when it comes to work, thank you very much. You kind of do, Da Vinci. You kind of do.
So, reporting in for duty. Hey, they're back. Open the gate.
Welcome back. Mr. Golem, can you make a golem for us too, please?
Well, I would encourage you to learn the value of hard work while you're young, but I suppose your lives here are hard enough as it is.
Little golem.
Here you are, mini golem. It should be able to help you with your chores.
Yay, I'm gonna work it like a slave.
That is not its intended use.
Good you have returned. Are you a servant as well?
I am. My name is Ciliary. It's quite alright if you haven't heard of me. My name is little of consequence.
Ah yes, Mozart's, well, at any rate, why are you wearing that outfit?
Listen, monster. I am the man Graham, the one destined to kill Amadeus. I only go by Ciliary as a matter of convenience, but you may call me that if you wish.
Well, I suppose stories like yours are not too uncommon in this world. Circumstances of my own summoning were not exactly normal. Now then, Sol, there's something we need to discuss.
Oh boy.
Serious talk times. Good for a 3-star Avenger, that's good to know. Remember the one you asked us about? The one that could be used to engrave magecraft spells? At time, I believe you meant a jewel that could be used to control golems. Well, they managed to track down a lead on both.
Oh, you don't say. Where are they?
Not so fast. I would like to make a deal before I share my information.
Not again.
Yes, again. I'm afraid I cannot lose your combat prowess. I trust Sol and Mash, but... once your ship's repaired, you may end up leaving this world behind, right? Absolutely not. The problems here are problems as well. We're not going anywhere until we've resolved this crisis. You can count us on that. Isn't that right, Director Gordoff?
Yes, of course. Mash is quite right. This land's problems are our problems, and we won't run from them at the first sign of trouble. That said, we grumps you have extenuating circumstances to deal with, and they won't wait around forever, so...
What are you trying to say?
I am trying to say, well, we can't say anything for sure until we see what's actually going to happen.
Your yell belly.
Don't you talk about my belly, and no, I don't have any guts. I'm not like Holmes, I can't turn my enemies into giving themselves up. When the going gets tough, Gordoff gets going in the other direction.
My condolences that you're forced to deal with this man as your superior. Now can I ask for your assistance in exchange for my information? Alright, what sort of deal did you have in mind?
It's time to make a deal.
I'll come to the point. I want your help building a new stronghold. New stronghold? Well, that sounds right up Ever Brown's alley. No, I think it would be too dangerous to rely exclusively on him.
Oh, why is that?
His power is not limitless in scope, nor is it a permanent solution. After all, these Yaga need to know how to fend for themselves, even after we disappear.
But doesn't that plan of action harbor a different sort of danger? Granted, learning new things always brings with the possibility, but nonetheless.
I understand your point. And yes, it is certainly a possibility they could misuse this knowledge and power to their own ends. But even so, I believe it is a good thing for them to learn how to survive.
Haha, why should it make a difference? It's their choice whether they spend their lives working honestly or decide to lure it to banditry. It is of no concern of yours what they do after you're gone. Besides, it's human nature to be obsessed with keeping up with the Joneses. And if anything, it seems to me as though providing them with supportive technology will only make their futures brighter.
You make a good point there, Director. Yes, I suppose you are right. It is the Yaga's choice whether to be weak or to be eaten, or to be strong and do the eating. Or even find a new path altogether.
By the way, may I ask if you have a particular location in mind for this new stronghold?
I do. There's a ravine right at the midpoint between here and the capital. It is protected by a large forest inhabited by a vicious demonic beast, which will make it difficult for the upbridge from the capital to attack it. Whereas there are no mountains between here and the ravine to block our path.
I see. But in that case, wouldn't its natural defense also make it difficult for you to attack the capital?
Yes, I have considered that, which is why I have not moved there thus far. But now scouts have discovered a tunnel that safely cuts through the woods. At the moment, this tunnel is still only partially hollowed out. Once it is complete, we could reach around Moscow in a single day. It would let us attack it with the element of surprise. What's up, Red Velvet? What's more, this tunnel is an excellent place to find the sort of ore you seek. So you want us to help you build a new stronghold and to finish digging this tunnel, right? I've already put together a team of my own, Yaga. We'll send out once you are all ready. It's time to play Minecraft and build a fortress! I've never been good at building, though. Never ever. But that is another section done.